Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the B.O.P.S podcast, which you got a host of the most multiplied Yawa, King ECG, and my guy.
It's your boy Navinci, starve the ego, feed the soul, people.
So today we gonna get into how Boston can possibly be better in this game than they were in game two. Now, the Vinci, for me, I was disappointed in the first quarter, like 6, 7 minutes into it. I'm like, the Heat ain't really doing nothing. Like, what's this? But then, like I said, they got the game tied up, got it close in the second. And in the third quarter, they just took off. And I mean, Jason Tatum looked flustered. Brown was non-aggressive. He still got his points, but he wasn't aggressive. They were missing Marcus Smart and Al Horford and Bam Adebayo. Man, I told people about this defense, man. I said Boston's got the offense, and that's really their strong suit. But for Miami, the defense has always been their strong suit. But what do you say, sir?
Well, you're right. The first quarter, it was kind of, Miami was a little, they were a little slow to get into flow on offense and defense, but slowly, second quarter, and then third quarter, like you said, bro, it was a different story. And mainly Jimmy Butler. He outscored the Boston Celtics by himself in the third quarter. Um, yeah, so once Jimmy got going, you saw the whole team got going. So that right there shows the importance to that team. And Bam's defense was on par. So it was good, man. It was good. But at the same time, it was a great win for Miami. But we can't really jump on game one wins. I'm not a fan of them. It's a dub is a dub, right? You can take it. But game one wins, it could work against you and it could work with you.
Okay. Well, I mean, for me, I'm not gonna over exaggerate it and be
Yeah,
like, "Oh my God, oh,
yeah,
beat the brakes off of them." They're gonna have to really like Boston's gonna really have to adjust to this defense that Miami's playing because Jimmy said it in the last series. He said we need to stop worrying about making shots. What we gotta worry about is our defense, and that'll lead to easy shots. And I also want to say this: Jimmy Butler brought us back to 1992 because he took 2 3 pointers and missed them. Everything was on the inside and free throws. You know what I mean? He was
yeah.
making
Hey, sorry, Lake King.
it's all good.
But for most people, if you watch the game and and you look and you actually look at the stats and you said, wait, if you didn't watch the game and you look at the stats, you would say Boston won the game. That's how crazy this was, right? If you look at the stats, you would actually think that Boston won the game, but no, Miami did.
I mean, yes and no. You would assume that if somebody told you the points that these players would have produced on Boston, you would have assumed that okay, Jimmy Butler went off, but they ended up losing. But then when you go and you look over at the stats for the Heat, like I don't mean to be that guy, but PJ Tucker only gave you 5, but Bam gave you 10. Vincent gave you 17. Max gave you 11. Hero gave you 18. Victor gave you 5. Martin gave you 5, and Deadman gave you 6. That's not a bad, you know what I mean? And it's messed up because yeah, Jason Tatum 29, Grant Williams 7, Robert Williams 18, Jalen Brown 24, White gave you a simple 3, uh, Picard gave you 18, Daniel gave you another 8. So you're right. If you were just to look at that, you would assume it. But then when you look at the top and see 107 to 118, you like
Hmm.
these guys came on here, give these guys a good old fashioned butt kicking. You know what I'm saying?
It was the game was clearly won in the third quarter. That's what it was. Because I think first, second, and fourth,
Yeah,
Boston won all of those quarters. So
yeah,
the game was mainly won in the third for Miami. That's crazy.
yeah. I mean, right now, I'll tell you the quarters, right? So 28-25 Boston. Second, 34-29 Boston. Okay. Third quarter, 14-39 Miami.
Hmm.
Fourth quarter, 31-25 Boston.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it's crazy.
Yeah, it was a nutty situation, man. But listen, like the third quarter, it just shows you, and this goes back to what you've been saying. It shows you the type of defense that you said Miami could play, and you, all the things you were saying, I've heard you said multiple times leading up to this game, is what Miami did exactly in the third quarter. Now, if I'm looking at the game in a certain aspect and I see that you talked about it, and I was like, well, if these guys can do that in one quarter, imagine if they do that in four quarters. That's a massive blowout. If they can play like that for four quarter, who could beat them if they can play like that for four quarter?
Well, I'd like to say this. I don't think they can do that for four quarters, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty
I'm
sure
just
they
saying.
can do it for two. They can do it for two. 2 quarters, if they give me 2 quarters of that, it'll be hard to beat. But let's not. I'm not gonna get ahead of my skis. I don't care who come out the East. Golden State get to the finals. Anybody we playing is dog food, son.
Yo, come
Dog
on, come on.
food, son.
King. Come on, man. Just root against Boston for me, man, for your fan, bro. Like, just no,
I
come on,
want to, but I
come on.
got love for Tatum and Brown, B.
Yo, I got mad love for Tatum. I can't stand him
All
in
right,
the
then
jersey
forget.
though.
Listen, forget Boston, then, man. Forget Boston, and I feel you, fam. I know you upset at the Lakers when LeBron came, so you know what I mean. You need me to step up somewhere. All right, forget Boston, man. We ain't even on that. So, what are the keys for victory for Boston tonight?
Um, it's clearly, bro. Um, so is Smart playing? Not aware of that. Is Al Horford
I don't
playing?
know if Smart's playing. I don't think him or Horford are playing.
Well,
Horford's still
I
underneath
think
the COVID protocol, right?
yeah, I think now if those guys are not playing, Brown and Tatum, they gotta have monster games, both of them, and the rest of the supporting cast, they have to have super games too. I mean, everybody's got to give you big games on Boston, the way I see it, uh, because those two guys you're missing there. Hey, Smart is a guy. He's not gonna stop Jimmy Butler, but he can slow Jimmy Butler down. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Same. Al Horford, he's got size inside and him stretching the floor and hitting threes and give everybody else, free up Tatum, Brown. You need that, right? So, I mean, like, people's got to step up all around for Boston. Tatum's got to be aggressive. He's got to drive. He's got to attack Miami in the paint. Same with Brown, And the biggest thing is for me, they have to get everybody involved so they get loosened up.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Um, I feel like Boston Boston needs a complete game from the whole team.
Yeah.
So if Tatum and Brown can give me 50, then I need personally, I need Grant Williams to give me 15. Robert Williams, that 18, I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm.
Derek White, I need 9 from you.
Yeah.
I need a solid 10. All right.
So yeah,
Pritchard, 18, that's good. Um, Daniel Tice, 12,
just
15.
yeah, right around there, 10.
You know what I'm saying? So uh, I see it going that way. But when it comes to Boston, their defense is gonna have to be their key. Like they had absolutely no blocks in that game, really. You know what I'm saying? Like we just go to the stats and just make sure, because I don't want to sound like a real dickhead. Actually, yeah, no. So they had 8 blocks. Miami had 12, right? So I misspoke.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I feel like the blocks for Miami were more meaningful. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Like
Agreed.
they were
Agreed.
key moments in the game where it was like they're trying to make a comeback, they're trying to get back the momentum, and Bam was like, "Fuck up out of here." You know what I mean? Get
Yeah.
that up out of here, son. Like
Yeah.
cut rocks.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you look at Miami though. You look at Jimmy Butler gave you 41. PJ Tucker gave you 5. You know, Bam gave you 10. Vincent gave you 17. That was big for them, and he hit a couple big shots, key moments too, right? Struss gave you 11. Tyler Hero gave you 18. Oladipo gave you 5. Martin gave you 5. You know, Deadman gave you 5. Bro, it was solid all around, and you already got 41 from your star, right? And getting the rest of that from your supporting cast.
yeah,
If that happens again tonight, I think they win.
you know what? That's possible. You know what I'm saying? But I still say Heat and 6. I think you said Heat and 6, right?
Yep.
So we'll leave it at that, people. Now, Slap, what do you think about the Boston and Heat series?
I think this I don't know. I think this is gonna be a good one, man. I really do. I think it's clear Miami is they ain't no joke, man. I feel like they kind of been counted out, man. I think they're a well-rounded team, solid all around, and most of all, that's a well-coached team over there. Eric Spoelstra, I think he's starting to get his flowers more now. Like he's being respected as one of the top coaches in the league, if not the top coach in the league. And Jimmy Butler is finally starting to get his respect. I've been saying, I remember a while ago I said Jimmy Butler was on the same level as like Kawhi Leonard, and people done laughed me out of Twitter. But I feel like now I feel like that's a valid statement. Like we've seen him put up multiple 40-point games in the playoffs. And I feel like he's a guy that demands double teams now. Like that's a well-rounded team, just like Boston is kind of like their teams with similar kind of builds. But I think Miami's depth is what could possibly set them apart. But I also feel like once Boston gets completely healthy, if they can, I do think they're the better team overall. But if Miami pulled it out, I would not be surprised, man. I would not be surprised.
So Sly, I was saying this before. I was saying this before with Da Vinci. I was saying, hey, Boston's offense is better than Miami's,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
but Miami's defense is not leaps and bounds better, but it is better than Boston's. You know what I mean? And Jimmy Butler said it himself on what was I think it was the last game that they had in the other series where he said, oh no, not the last game, but the second, so game 6. Oh no, they didn't go. No, game 5. Sorry, don't mind me. Little go. So game 5, he said we gotta stop worrying about making shots and play defense because that's how we gonna win the game. And that's how they won the game. And I mean, me and Vinci were just talking about it. Like I said, they only won the third quarter. Boston won 3 quarters and got beat up. So,
Yeah, yeah.
who do you have winning the series and why?
I still got Boston, man. I hate to say it. I still got Boston winning. I think once Marcus Smart gets back and Al Horford get back, and I mean they gotta go once they we'll see what it's looking like when they got the defensive player of the year, and those shots that Jimmy Butler hit, they're gonna be a little bit tougher. Al Horford's gonna give him that added. You know what I mean? Al Horford pretty much does whatever needs to be done. So once those two guys get back, and I think Peyton Pritchard, I like him so much, but he's a liability on defense. And I feel like he kind of got exploited a little bit. And with Marcus Smart in the lineup, he'll get less minutes. So they'll have to deal with that feisty little psychotic defender. So I think I still got Boston in it, but I gotta go with 7. Gotta go with 7.
All right, me, I got the Heat in 7. Da Vinci,
You got the Heat in 7 now. I thought you said 6.
no, you said 6. I said 7.
No, you said 6, bro.
You sure?
Yeah, bro.
No, you said 6. I said 7. I still say Heat in 6.
What the fuck?
I still say Heat in 6.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No.
But I got the Heat in 6.
Yeah, I swear I said 7 because I'm not rooting for Boston, but
Yeah, I'm not even really liking Sly too much right now because he's rooting for Boston. My brother, you my brother and everything, but I don't like you too much right now. We're beefing. But yo, listen, a lot what you said about Boston and Al Horford, I can attest to that. He does give you the thing, and I mentioned it earlier that yeah, Jimmy Butler's not gonna be getting the same look when Marcus Smart is on him. So I don't think he'll be having that much 40-point games. But yeah, we shall see. It all depends on how healthy Boston